Everything I spit rare, we sound in deck. Ray Area podcast, they talk about hip hop all the way in the UK, so they gon' get props. Ooh, let me catch it once again. Every time I'm spitting, I be making people don't.
So do we all remember our first intro to Dave? Mine was Fire in the Booth.
Oh. Mine was
one and know, man.
Black
that
Box.
was mine.
Yeah.
That was one and know. I'm not gonna lie.
Black Box was the first, like, that was his breakout thing, wasn't it? But I didn't catch that. I called Fire in the Booth.
Sean forced me to listen to Wanna Know all summer one summer, and then Drake did the remix, and then Sean was like, you see, I told you this guy's up. I was like, yeah, whatever, this guy's all right, innit? But from there, Sean's been not forcing me to listen to Dave, but he's been making sure I pay attention to what he's doing.
You have to.
Yeah, so that's...
You have to, I think.
But you was listening to Black Box, Kieran, so that...
Yeah, Dave's Black Box is still so hard as well.
I even heard
Go
that.
back to it.
Yeah, that was like 2015 or something like that. But I remember after Fire in the Booth, I went and checked for him because I was like, oh, this guy, he's 17 or whatever he was at the time. He's got some potential. And he had that Jekyll and Hyde single. I don't know if anyone remembers that. It feels like it's his first single, which was cool, but I never really checked
he had
for it.
one
And then Thiago
on
Silva
there.
came out.
Tequila or something like that. I remember that thing.
Oh no, that was the EP later on. I'm talking about his very first single. Just a standalone single. It's called Jekyll and Hyde. But then the first time I really started paying attention was Thiago Silva.
Man. Oh, jeez, man. That's the gas levels, man. Thiago Silva's, Jesus.
Yeah. That's some of the best back-to-back stuff we've ever had.
Oh yeah. And it was right in the middle of that, or sort of towards the end of the resurgence of grime as well. It was just perfect timing, man. But then Wanna Know was next. Obviously Drake blew that up massively. And Samantha, do you remember Samantha?
Oh yeah, Samantha's. Yeah, that's a song.
Jay Huss and him need to link up more. They did on Psychodrama, but it wasn't the same. It was a different energy.
It's funny you mentioned Psychodrama. I was going to ask you all that. How did you feel about that album? I thought it was a great debut.
Weak.
I thought it was. I thought it was. Instant. Nah, I'm not feeling that. But anyway, it was solid.
Everyone said instant classic. It was weak, man.
No, I didn't think it was instant classic at all. I thought it was solid. Definitely not instant classic.
It had 3 bangers on it, and I didn't even like the third banger.
What 3 are you talking about?
Location, Disaster, and Leslie. Everyone was talking about Leslie.
Leslie's not a banger.
What? Everyone's talking about it. Everyone loves these 10-minute Dave podcasts he does.
What about Screwface Capital?
Screwface Capital is my favorite song from the album. But Leslie is the point where everyone was banging on about that song. But for me, it just lacks energy. It's like I fall asleep in that track. I'm not even gonna lie. The story's good, by the way. I'm not gonna par it. Like,
never know the story.
What he's talking about is like it's deep, isn't it? And he tells a story well. But the delivery for me is always lack.
Boring.
That can put me to sleep. Always.
So then you agree?
It didn't do anything.
Psychodrama is weak then.
I don't even understand this. No. Like we're not ending on that note with that one.
No. For me, there were only 2 songs that I'd take.
I just think it's solid. I think it's solid. It's not an instant classic. I ignore those claims. It's just solid debut.
It wasn't.
You don't have to ignore them.
It wasn't one of my favorite albums that year.
What would you take away from it?
What did I take away from it?
Yeah, what was the 2 songs?
I think they. Oh, the 2 songs that I took. Sorry, right. Purple Hearts, I never cared for much.
Same.
And
you mean takeaways and take them off?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant your songs that you liked. Okay, go on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And not even take it off, not even that harsh. Just like they're the 2 that never even like when I listened to it this week, they're just songs that I don't think hold up to the rest of the album. But there's the one near the end where he's singing as well, which is not really my Voices, yeah. I'm not keen on that one, but and I know what you mean, Phil. Classic. I mean, personally, wasn't one of my favorite albums that year, and we'll get on to why with Dave later on. But I thought it was a great debut, and he had an amazing year as well. We did Top Boy. He won the Brit. He won the Mercury Prize. He did a lot, Dave. Did a hell of a lot that year.
I just don't think it's that good of an album. The way people are bigging it up, yeah, but that's just mad because the way people are bigging it up, it made me feel like I should be like blown out my seat. And to be honest, he who shall not be named had a better album, a better debut album.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Oh, wow.
No, he didn't. That's trash, man. Like, there's no song as good as Disaster on that album.
Okay, but Disaster's different. And this is what I'm trying to say. There's 3 tracks on there that everyone should respect, yeah? But the one that everyone's banging on about, like Theo said, is rubbish.
It's because the story's deep. Like we haven't really got that kind of storytelling from UK.
No one wants it. It's not. What am I meant to do?
The delivery was lacking.
Well, that's what the whole of this new album is. That's what the whole of this new album is.
Nah, it's not. It's done.
Yeah, but this is. You know what? This is why I can't wait to when we get onto this bit, because if we're praising Leslie like this, just let's wait.
Nobody's praising Leslie in this conversation.
You are. I'm saying it's crap.
I'm just saying it's not that bad.
Oh no, man's flip flopping all over the place. All right, let's get away from psychodrama because this ain't a psychodrama review, okay?
Okay, so like before we get into this album,
jump in the fire.
What were our expectations?
I don't know. I just wanted something better than normal.
We have any?
Yeah, just something.
I just thought it would, just improve on the first album was what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
But like, was there anything from the music prior or the rollout that?
100%. Titanium
was going to happen.
Titanium and Mercury.
Titanium was hard.
Those two tracks that came out, I was like,
Professor X as well. That came before that.
I didn't even hear that. The features as well. Dave features were through the roof. He had Straight Murder,
Gigs.
Another one I forgot already. He had like 3 features, and then these 2 tracks.
Little Bo Peep on
that's it.
Gets, yeah.
And to be honest,
it was on a Fredo album as well.
Yeah, I was like, Dave might be coming through with the madness, especially because Mercury and Titanium are on my playlist. I was like, I could get down with Dave like this. This is if there's an album that's sounding like this with a mix of that, I might be into it.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I was expecting a bit more of was the sort of aggressive boss talk, like something like that we got on Verdansk, just because of some of the singles that were coming out before then. The other thing is I thought there may have been a slight change or progression in the production, because he exec produced Fredo's album earlier this year.
Yeah.
And I know he's always dabbled in production, especially like the piano-led stuff. But I just thought maybe we would go, I don't know, he would expand on that. Those are the things that I was thinking.
Can I say this now? Because I need to get this out of my system. I hate that when he does that. Tries to strip back the track and play the piano and rap and talk.
Hate it so much.
It's so dead.
I get so bored. I want to click next on the songs.
It's anticlimactic. It's not interesting. It's not like
it's either it can either be attention grabbing or attention dulling. Do you know what I mean?
And every time,
dulled every time.
Every man there, and you know what? Relax. Less of that, big man, please.
Please. Heart attack. No thanks.
Theo, any thoughts on that?
I mean, I hear what they're saying. It doesn't bore me. Like I still like it, but I definitely hear what they're saying. I'm not gonna. Maybe he needs to venture out with some different production instead of always going on. Maybe it's a safety backlit.
The second I see a track,
we hear it too much.
That's over 3 minutes with Dave. I'm thinking, he's gonna do it in this.
It's gonna go wrong.
He's gonna do it in this, and I'm gonna hate it every time. I'm like, I thought maybe he'll do a switch up. No, every time. Bling, ding, ding, ding.
Except that James Blake track. I liked when he done it on that because the switch up was cool.
That's different because he had James Blake helping him. When he does on his own, it's always the same. Drill beats playing. Now it's just piano, and he's like, remember on the roads when I was talking on this, bro. Relax, please. I just hate it. I hate it so much. But
we talked about how crap the instrumentation is on Heart Attack.
Wait, we're not even there yet. We're not even there yet. We're not there yet.
Rewind that.
Remember that. Hold that.
Let's just say, look, I don't know whether this is going to make. I don't know whether this will make the edit or not. But one thing we've got to remember is that, listen, you can have your opinion, yeah, but Dave has got more talent, more work ethic, and more bravery than all of us combined. He's achieved more in his 23 years than we ever will. So we can have our opinion.
He's so young.
Let's be respectful. Let's be respectful.
No, yeah.
But this is a review show. We're not here to bum lick him, or else everybody we review would be 10. This is our personal opinion.
This guy, like
you don't have to bum lick. You don't have to bum lick. But
I'm not.
Let's be respectful.
I'm being honest.
He's one of our best.
He could do better though, as well. That's all we're saying.
I'm doing a Drake thing. Incredible. I'm just saying you could do better.
Yeah, I've got my points on this album where it can improve. Like I'm not all. Trust me, I'm not all on the side of this album is amazing. Trust me, I've got my points that I'll make.
We saw the WhatsApp
where
chat
I think
though. You were going on like something else.
The trash comment was a bit much.
You called this album trash. That is so disrespectful.
There's certain tracks when you could say that. And
if you caught me 2 weeks ago, I'd be saying the same thing. That's the problem. But I listened again and I was like, it's not trash.
Sam, I
It's
had
not
that
trash.
revisiting as well, but maybe revisit in a week, you'll go back to that initial thought again.
Oh, dear.
I had that good period. It was like a honeymoon. I was like, ooh, wait, there's some good songs on this Dave album.
Yeah.
Today I listened to it. The other ones were not. I was not feeling any of them.
They're too long, innit? Just tell the truth. Some of the tracks are too long. It's way
You have to
too
press
long.
next on a lot.
You know what's funny? Do you know, like, when you have a long track, sometimes you feel like, oh yeah, around 6 minutes is when the switch up comes. Maybe I'll skip to that bit. With these tracks, I actually don't know what's going on. 1 minute his mum's crying, then he's talking about this.
I mean, I can't listen to that bit.
Stop, man. Stop.
I can't
Let's
listen to
balance
that
this.
bit.
Let's balance this. Theo and Sean
no.
talk for a bit.
Well, look, I think let's talk about some more positive things. Because it's just I can't believe what I'm hearing. I've got to be honest, I can't believe what I'm hearing.
Go on, man.
I feel like the short nature now of tracks and albums has like warped us because this is not dull. This album is not dull.
No, I'm not calling it dull. I'm on the side.
I know you're not.
I welcome the long tracks, man. The long tracks have been good.
And Dave, if you ever hear this, yeah, fuck these two. I'm not with them.
Hey, listen, nah. Dave, yeah, your music's good.
I'm listening.
Okay, look, let's go through the album, innit? Let's go. We'll get
let's
to
start
what we
with the
get to.
album.
I want to run through it because there's a problem with the sequencing.
Oh no.
No, see, no. This I actually agree with Kieran. This I agree with. Okay, so I've been praising this, but the sequencing could be better. Like the whole sonic feel of how it starts from top to bottom, it could be better. This is one of my criticisms of it. So I'm actually on the same wavelength.
Yeah. Like, I think we should start from the top. To be fair,
That's what I was saying.
Top, and then
Well,
we
I thought this was a real solid introduction to the album from the actual intro itself into Verdansk and even Clash as the lead single. I thought this album started strong.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah, no, I did.
Yeah?
100%.
I thought it was a good. Yeah. I got a good feel for it, and it started off really, really well.
And there were parallels to me and Kieran. You said quite a lot about psychodrama. I don't know whether you caught up on this, but I felt like the first track reminded me of Psycho in the sense that I guess like most projects, you're introduced to it sets the tone. You're introduced to the themes and the content and whatnot. But then also there was a kind of switch up in both tracks. And then Verdansk, like Streatham, is a place, although Verdansk is not a real place, but it was a place. And there's more sort of braggadocious, aggressive bars in that. And I'm sitting there thinking, oh, this is similar to Psychodrama, but I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad at this at all. It was like, it's a formula that works. And then obviously Clash is very different to Black on the first album. But that was something I enjoyed.
But I wish there was more Verdansk type energy in the rest of this album. Because if it was, I'd be ranting and raving about this album.
Verdansk was epic.
The flow.
When he holds the beat, but it's perfect how he holds it until that moment.
It's good.
He has unlocked a flow. There is a Dave flow, and it's
just ridiculous. The Dave drill flow is, I would say, undefeated.
But he's so smart with it as well. Like every bar he rapped in it made sense for like different aspects of this album. He does this a lot throughout the album too, where like lyrics connect to other tracks and stuff. But I love the way Verdansk is written. And
also, he had a lot of Call of. No one really, unless you play Call of Duty, I don't really, but I know all the lingo in it because it doesn't change over how many years. But he was like dropping
Betty's and all that.
Yeah, he was dropping some fire stuff there. He was talking about jumping out the plane and all this type of. I was like, oh, okay, you've been playing a lot of Warzone, have you, mate?
Like the fruit and barley line was the one.
Oh,
God. Yeah, that was something else.
That was
jeez. Do you know how many people on the weekend were saying that when I was with them? Because everyone's listening to it. Dave is like, he goes beyond.
Yeah, I know this.
Heads.
That's what
everyone listens to Dave.
And the thing is with Dave, you don't miss his bars. He's like Skepta. He says his lyrics clear, so you don't. It doesn't ever.
Sam, sorry to cut you off. I've got this written on my notes.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not sure if there has been a rapper in this country with better clarity than since Skepta. I'm not joking.
Nah, he says
clarity.
his words.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying he says his words. Like you will never miss a bar because you've heard the words.
Never.
You just got to connect the dots yourself. There's none of this.
Never
mispronouncing words to try and make it. Nah.
Or Skippy flows as well to like confuse you. He doesn't really do that.
He doesn't do that Eminem thing where he'll conjoin a word together. He writes it perfectly. I'll give him that.
Yeah,
his wordplay is insane.
Obviously, there's an average Joe kind of thing, isn't it? Like he's so like relatable and like working class on.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't know if that's the right way to say it.
No, I feel what you're saying though.
Yeah.
It's high level rap, but it's not hard to get, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Exactly. And then something about Clash that I wanted to talk about. There's other things, obviously, that I think we'll get to with it. But for me, so I do what I do, where I listen to an album a few times, I digest it, and then I check what, people on the internet are saying and that. And there's a lot of great review channels out there and reaction channels and everything. But I've caught on to people complaining about the content of Clash and how it's like materialistic and all this shit. And I don't get it. Because
isn't that what rapping's about, though?
Yeah, exactly.
But what I mean is like, if say you're an artist that only talks about that and you're not doing it in a particularly original or revolutionary way, and it's very samey and whatnot, I get why that's an issue. But I mean, if you look at this album alone, let alone Dave's career, he's talking about, I mean, on the first track, he's talking about things like being lonely and suicide. Verdanski gives you more of the boss talk, but then you've got a track about the Windrush scandal. Then you've got survivor's guilt, heartache. Do you know what I mean? There's so much, not just so much content there, but there's a variety. So if he wants to talk about how many flipping watches he's got and Aston Martins and all this, let him do it.
Yeah,
man.
he can do it, man. That's just him being his braggadocious. Like, he wants to do it. So what? He doesn't rap about being like that. He doesn't brag. Like, he doesn't do that braggadocious rap all the time. So if he wants to hop on a track and do that as a single, let him go and do it, man. I just think those reactors, like you say, because you do the same thing I do, Sean. I try to process the album, and then I like to delve into what other people think, so that I can get different ideas, just in case I've missed certain things. I just think they don't listen to Dave as much as others do, because I know, especially with the Americans, they just pick and chop and change with some of the singles, and some of them have got annoyed with the content on there, especially because the man who shall not be named was on that track as well. Didn't help. So
this is the problem as well. Like, the album, every track is like real. There's no like falsities in it. And the aspect of Clash that they're talking about is a reality for Dave too. Like, he went to LA, he's lived a high life, gave him like a 200 million watt or something the other day.
Did you see
they've
that?
lived a nice life.
And
200 million.
Deserve to talk about it.
One thing about this song, though, I want to highlight is, I feel like every album, or anybody who's plugged into the mainstream, and this isn't a slight anybody, but I feel like this is like his TikTok song, his Reels song. This is the song for the kids to do their little videos to, because they've all got Jordans and those are popular now. That's where I'm thinking with this song. That's why I'm actually not too mad at this song, and it's quite catchy.
I like it.
That's the problem.
I like it.
It's catchy as hell.
I like the song too. Yeah,
the video is quite nice
with it though.
But wait, let me guess.
It's like I feel like, I don't know why, but I felt like they didn't know where the song was going with the concept they were coming with it. Like, Dave's verse for verse 1 just trails off. It's a bit weird how it ends. And Stormzy doesn't know how to end his verse, so Dave ends it for him. Do you know what I mean?
I see.
Because he jumps in at the end. And I hear
it's
that.
It's like, why are the verses not shorter, and like, why is the song
Mm.
not structured better? It's like the way Dave trails off, I was like, okay, that was a bit crap. And then the way Stormzy, I'm just like, is he gonna come back? Are we gonna like him again? I wasn't sure. Like, it's just like Dave had to finish it for him. It's like,
I see what you're saying.
Stormzy was saying some stuff though. That was one of his better verses in recent times.
Oh, it's definitely.
We have to
he
agree.
couldn't even finish the verse.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
he was talking some stuff, but my main kind of gripe with the song is like I said, it just feels a bit not kiddie, but like it feels a bit like it was made, and it's not cheeky Nando's music quite, but it's close. It's edging to that side of music.
It's very close. Like, it would play in Nando's for sure.
I don't know if you've ever been to Nando's, but they don't play that there. They play
Kieran
that.
said that with so much conviction.
They play that Portuguese stuff in there.
It was so stern. It was like, playing Nando's for sure.
Kieran don't know about Nando's. He's vegetarian. When that man don't go to Nando's.
No, they do good vegan still.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I barely go there myself, to be honest. I order it in.
He slaughtered one. Okay. Right.
Yeah, I see what you did there.
It won't be the first time tonight.
Stick. Hit him up with a stick. Oi.
See, it's catchy as hell. But we've got to talk about it. We've got to talk about the next track.
That's fire, man. Excuse the no pun intended. What am I talking about, man?
Oh yeah.
First reaction.
Wow. Whoa.
I couldn't get through it. I couldn't get through the track.
Bought it 4 times.
Oh no. Real talk.
Reloads.
Yeah, I was
Reloads.
reloading that track so many times. It's just when
Every
way
verse that
Fredo
came
comes in, though. The way
Hard.
Fredo comes in initially.
Fredo's
and I'm
so
like,
hard.
That's what I'm saying.
Second best
Fredo
verse.
came in hard, yeah. Then
Second
my
best.
man came in the second guy. I was like, nah, this guy's kind of sick. Let me take him in. Wheeled it back. Gets came on. I was like, I'm listening to the whole Gets verse. I was like, I have to hear the whole Gets verse. I don't care what happens.
And the way
Gets-
the beat's switching.
Yeah.
Because they knew. They knew.
They
Gets is the
knew.
one.
They knew,
Yeah.
man.
He's the chosen one. So I had to listen to all the Gets verse. Then I heard Gigs and I had to pause. I had to pause and leave the room. I dropped my phone and my headphones and I said, I'm going somewhere else. I have to go away.
Yeah. Yeah. See, Gets for me was I genuinely I was laying in bed trying to keep quiet, and I had to hold my head. I was like, "What is going on right now?" And then when Gigs came in, I just like you. I was just like, "No." I just had to stop it.
You have to relax.
Yeah,
You have to
it was-
breathe,
no,
innit?
it was something else though, because you just like heard the Gets verse, and I'm like, oh man, and then you just hear the low voice of Gigs, and I was like, nah,
It's
nah,
the perfect
nah.
contrast as well.
I think I
love
put my headphones down as well, you know, because I was like, no, this is too much.
It's
I couldn't
the
handle it.
most loaded track we've had this year for sure. Maybe even the last couple years. It was like a what's that? It's like
One
a
of the
posse
best
cut.
posse cuts I've heard since One Train.
Oh,
I'll say that. Like maybe
Yeah, yeah.
definitely.
Yeah,
Talk
yeah,
about
tune.
Yeah, let's not you know,
Oh no,
separate
100%.
UK,
Because everyone
US.
did.
It's one of the
No, everyone came in
all-timer.
hard, like big time. Everyone's verses were just
Everyone's verses are high. Probably the best they've rapped in a while. Obviously, Gets, we can talk about his album, whatever, you know. That's the best he's rapped in a while. But he's in God mode right now. So Gets is in God mode.
It's disgusting. It's not fair. It's not fair.
No.
But so I had them ranked. I ranked them. I've listened to it so many times. I ranked the verses.
I want to
don't know
say
if you
this
will.
now, and I know it's going to match up with yours, but Dave's is third.
Yes, in the middle.
yeah,
bang in
Davis
the middle.
third. Yeah, Davis third.
Tell you
Yeah,
why,
yeah,
yeah. So
100%.
For me,
yeah.
I can't put someone dead at the bottom. I've got Meeks and Gigs sort of tied.
But they're both
because
doing the same
Meeks
type
is
of
saying
thing.
a lot.
yeah, yeah.
But Gigs, the way Gigs says it is just.
But this is what
It's
I'm
deep
saying.
as well. There's
Yeah,
some
yeah,
deep stuff in that.
Yeah, definitely.
But they're
then
both doing
Dave
the
for me was
same
in the
type
middle.
of thing. So that's why it's, you know what I mean?
yeah.
But it's
Yeah,
Fredo's
yeah,
first.
exactly.
Fredo
But
first.
no,
for
Fredo
shock,
killed
Fredo.
for shock value, it's Fredo
Gets.
for me.
Not Gets.
No, that's
But
very
Gets,
different.
I
Fredo's was
expect
mad.
something
I've
like that.
reloaded
Oh,
Fredo's
no.
so many
Because
times.
you know
So
what's mad about what's mad about it with Fredo's though. Like, so obviously Fredo comes in, and it's when I started listening to the track again and taking in what this man is saying. The bars are
snap.
hard, man.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
what's going off.
It's the clearest
What's
I've ever
going
heard him.
off?
Go on, Sean. Say
Ever
what you're
heard
saying
him. And I
about
like
your
Fredo.
order. It's
No,
Gets Fredo.
So I'm like you. So I've got Dave in the middle, and Dave is arguably saying more than Fredo, but Fredo just sounded amazing.
Fredo
His
does
flow
delivery
and his
better than
delivery,
anybody.
yeah.
His delivery is
Oh,
so,
yeah,
he-
there was
the
a
way
power to it.
It's like he's angry half the time.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? He's pissed off at the mic, and I don't know why, and I love it.
Do you know what I loved about this as well? Is it felt like, I don't know whether it stayed this way, but it felt like between Fredo and Gets, they were all kind of not just on topic, but it linked. Like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
verses
yeah.
linked,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
especially the first two, because Fredo says something at the end about coming through the block with fire escapes, and then Meek starts off by saying, "Before my entrance, I took the fire exit." Cold. That's just like, you know, that they all sat there, heard each other's bar, or like in whatever order, and were like, "No, I need to try and top this." And how am I going to do this? And amazing. And then Gets that all the. We've got to break down the verse. We have to.
Oh yeah,
No, we
100%.
can't
Because
do that. We'll be here forever. We'll be here till
no,
tomorrow.
we would because
First
no,
he's ever
but
dropped, you know.
the German and the Russian, like, to start off with, man. Oh, flipping hell,
Quote
man.
it,
Oh,
quote
it's a
it.
bit.
Remind me what
Jesus.
that one
I have to
I
get the
need to.
lyrics
Wait,
up.
what's the?
I
what's
don't
the- no,
even-
need to
do
get
you know what's
the-
mad?
because I'm saying it wrong.
Guns busting, tires turning. That's a Russian and
Russian
a
and
German.
a German.
You know,
Because the
Russian,
guns come from Russia,
German.
and the German whip is hard,
Yeah.
man. Mm-mm.
yeah.
Jesus, but gets his verse is just too much, man. That no,
Yeah.
the thing
And then it's like,
for me.
you won't be saved by the bell when you hear the screeching and the
Oh,
tires.
that was
a banger.
disgusting.
That
was
see, that line's
disgusting.
disgusting. Because I was
No,
like,
that
what do you
gave
mean
me
saved by the
goosebumps,
belt? And
man.
I was like, no. And Screech is dead. You know that as well. Do you know that? Screech is dead.
I didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
that
That's
makes
what
that
made
even
it deeper. I was like, oh.
It's the thing, it's deep. And then he says, in it so deep, open, ocean, there's men escaping some shells they can barely see.
You see, I know, which was
Too much going on in two
ridiculous.
lines.
No, but
I think gets at his pinnacle, innit? Like he used to write like this early in his career as well, but it was too smart for the industry. But he's in that place now.
My favorite bars though, man, is like words to all arsonists. Oh God, how am I gonna flop that? Like, I burn all of this. Where is it now? Oh, I'm
Word to arsonist. I burn all
stood
of
in
this.
front of all three dragons and heard Dracarys. Come on,
it's just disgusting.
That's Game of Thrones stuff. I don't know that.
No. Yeah, it's Game of Thrones stuff, but it's the beginning that sets that up because it's word to all arsonists. Arsonists creating fire. I stood in front of three dragons shouting out to Dracarys, and he's there, fire all around him. It just blew my mind. I'm sorry. I'm just.
I'm sorry. My bar is simple. Well. My bar is simple. Nobody puts baby in a corner. I uplift my girl like I'm Swayze in the water. That just made me.
Oh no!
Yeah,
that made me laugh.
Dirty Dancer. Yeah. Crazy.
Like,
my favorite, the one where I held my head. Like I vividly remember holding my head was when he says, "So accustomed to the fire, I get shivers when I'm naked in the sauna." What the?
That's the one that got me as well. Yeah.
That's
I
wild.
love that. What you saying, Gets? He's mastered rap. Like.
Yeah,
you know that. Like, if we ever did a tier list one day of,
he's like,
that's coming. Yeah,
he's
end of the year list. We're gonna do that tier list for you. We're gonna have to put everybody, and it's gonna be UK and US because this ain't a joke. Like,
trust me.
We've got real rappers over here. They're saying real stuff.
But it's even now we like quoted a religion as well. This is Moses speaking to the burning bush, and I was like, "Nah, you need to stop right now, man. You need to stop." Start like,
so many different fire analogies and. It's crazy. It's crazy. So there was one more thing about that track that I started thinking of last week, and I thought it'd be cool to kind of see what you all think. So, if there was a remix and there were 5 different UK rappers on there, who would you have? I've got my 5 right here.
Kano and Wretch.
Obvious. Yeah. I've got Little Sims.
I'd love to see Little Sims definitely that as well. Yeah.
I've got Nines. I would love to hear Nines on that.
See, now you're moving.
Yeah,
Nines
would snap on this.
Mine's different.
Mine's
different. Mine's on that vibe. Mine's Nines, Heady One, K-Trap, and I'm willing to throw it to some other people that are a bit more versatile. But
I'm hearing Heady One, you know.
Do you see what I'm saying? I need to hear some madnesses on this.
Heady One can spit.
My fifth was J Hus because of what J Hus did on that last Daily Duffy.
J Hus would kill it.
There we go.
Yeah, J Hus would.
J Hus rides beats like this all day. Nice. This beat, one thing. This is probably one of the best beats on the album for me. It's giving me full hip hop vibes. The samples,
especially what it does on Get's verse though. Like when the way it starts like contorting with. Like I swear it switches multiple times as well, doesn't it? It's every single one. I'd want to hear the whole track as that beat.
It keeps changing.
If that happens, more often in this album, then I wouldn't be so mad at all the long tracks. But it doesn't. That's the part that pisses me off. Because in the remember when we were listening to it at the same time, Kieran? We were like, "Oh yeah, In the Fire's hard." Yeah, and after a while, it just.
It was dying down so much. Like me and you were both about to switch it off multiple times. Like I had to take breaks.
Yeah.
No. There is one other combo I'd like to hear on there after that, my 5. And I'd love to hear, this is for like the grime fans, the movement, just the whole of the movement on there. So give me Wretch, Scorcher, Merkston, Devlin, and Gets again. I love Gets again. I reckon Gets could do a different verse and still win.
Still
but Merkston as well, people. Merkston's so underrated.
Actually, let me throw in a curveball. You guys don't listen to Potter Paper, but Potter Paper would sound good on this beat. Potter Paper raps on stuff like this all the time.
Potter Paper's good. I like that feature on the new Unknown T mixtape.
I haven't even heard that yet. Yeah. But he's got a song called Purpose, which is on a similar type of beat like this.
Yeah. Okay. Free Rivers. So
see, I think the content's amazing on that song. I really do. I just think it's brilliant.
Theo, how does it connect the 3 verses?
What the 3? Well, it's just all the three different types of people that have all come into this country that have all shared the same struggle. So, like your Windrush people, especially that hit time with all the like Caribbean coming over. Obviously, they've struggled and been said that they need to be deported. You've got the Eastern Europeans as well who work so hard, and they're saying, "Oh yeah, you're taking all our jobs." Again, they feel like they're not wanted, as in or being British. And it's the same with people coming from the Middle East who are getting told, "Oh no, you don't belong here," to be honest, very racist. All 3 of them get racist remarks to them, all when they've come over to Britain to get a better life, when really they should have they potentially could have stayed back at home, and actually it would have been a lot better staying back at home. But they were told that coming to Britain would provide them with a better life. So all three connect in that way, and it's all about like swimming in that river. But really, understandably, if they stayed in the other river, they could have been living a better life, even though they were told not to.
But also, it comes back to what we were talking about, clarity. And I think a message like this, topics like this are not well known enough in this country. And who better than to tell those stories than someone like Dave, who is incredibly clear. You know exactly what he's saying. So I feel you with, when we talk about, just to kind of give a bit of balance, when it comes to these more piano-led melancholy tracks where, I'll be completely honest, Dave does kind of underwhelm me at times with these tracks because he's saying such important stuff. The delivery is not being conveyed in the delivery. Exactly. But I would say that this is
the sound as well.
This is one of his better ones, though. This is one of his better ones.
The second verse is hard because I was talking to a Romanian guy and he was basically saying the exact same thing about you try to leave this dictatorship and all the socialists and whatever, blah, blah, blah. But you come over here and you tell your brethren, yeah, come. And then they don't get papers and you're just becoming your own mini version of the dictatorship over here. And I was like, And then when I heard it in this track, I was like, Dave's got a perspective on immigration culture in the UK that, you know, I've only just recently become like, I've always known that's what's happening, but I've never, do you know what I mean? I've only ever seen my side of it, which is the Windrush stuff and the black side, but I never thought about, Middle Eastern people and, European people and all that. So but it goes back to what Sean was saying though. The delivery was lacking.
But it's even the sound though, because what I will agree with you, even though the content is deep, I listen to the song and I know about the content, but I do find myself getting bored and I could technically skip this song, even though I know that what he's saying is so real and so like the content is so deep and hard, but the sound and how it's going, like, again, it could put you to sleep really. So I could easily go to the next track. I put it this way: when I come back to this album, I don't go back to listen to this track, and that's a shame really. When you listen in the contents of the album with the stuff he's talking about, it's a shame that I'm saying that I come to the album and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm back on this song. No, let's go to the next track, because that's how I feel about it.
I feel like the best way to summarize it for me is that, again, like you say, it's an incredibly important song, but it hasn't got re-listen value for me. Yeah. And it's a bit like there's certain films where I watch them and on the first viewing, I'm like, that's an incredible piece of art, but I'm not going to go back to that.
Yeah.
You know,
I feel like you've
once
got
is enough
what you
for me.
wanted from it. You understood, you saw the ending wrapped up all the loose ends and you were done, which is what you're saying about this.
It's just where something's not your cup of tea in it. And like you say about the delivery and about the sort of production choices and that, it's just, it doesn't match up with the content and the writing. Yeah.
And then we get into the Afro beatsy section of the album.
Yeah, this transition is terrible for me.
I'm sorry. The worst transition
it's the worst thing.
It's tone deaf.
So is this what you mean about sequencing?
So bad. Yeah. For me, sequencing is terrible. It is so
I would say
bad.
It's tone deaf, I would say.
So
because it's like after hearing that, you're feeling a bit like, okay, the world's a bit fucked. And then like,
and then you jump straight into I'm gonna feel great again.
The first bar doesn't link to it, and it's like
this is why people need to stop shying away from the bonus tracks. People need to stop shying away. If these two tracks, the Burna Boy track and the Bodge, I don't know what his name is, if those two tracks will last, great. People will get what they want because they're going to see WizKid and going to press play. But why is it slap bang in the middle of the album where it doesn't fit?
It just doesn't fit.
So are you saying would you go straight from Three Rivers into Law of Attraction?
No,
I would. That makes sense.
No, yeah, I'd put Law of Attraction at the end, and I'd bump up everything below Law of Attraction up to Three Rivers. So both sides of a smile. 20
so you
to
would.
but
I don't know. You know, I think
we're rushing into that too much.
Yeah, I do. I just think take what is it, System and Lazarus, and like you said, Sam.
I loved Lazarus though.
No,
it's not about loving
Lazarus
as
well.
You want Lazarus after Three Rivers.
This is what I'm saying. I know. The sequence of those two tracks together is amazing.
Yeah, works. They work. They work.
The four tracks.
Time. System to go into Lazarus is fantastic. Yeah,
terrible.
Even into
what
Law
I
of
mean
Attraction
is that Lazarus to me is too good to be a bonus track. That's what I mean.
I feel you on that. It's just the problem is you've just heard something so like deep on Three Rivers. You're in that mood, and then all of a sudden it's just this break, and then it goes into System, and I'm like,
so
really?
horrible.
And I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, oh,
It makes
why
me
have
not
you done
like
this,
System.
man?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't personally. It's not for me because
Systems.
I didn't listen to it before it dropped the album.
Yeah.
Like I can't like System knowing that it comes after Three Rivers.
You know what? I feel you on that as well, Kieran, because the song as a whole is actually not bad, but I actually I find myself not liking it because of that transition. That transition puts me off. Yeah, it puts me off completely. I just don't like it. It's just I can't understand how like it's not been listened. And you think, oh, how does this work? Like anyone listening to that knows that does not flow well. It just doesn't make any sense. And I've tried to wrap my brains of what he was thinking. Is he trying, because he's talking about like obviously trying to get a goal or something like that. But how does that fit in with you've just come from Three Rivers?
So I clocked it earlier today, but I still think it's wrong. So at the end of Three Rivers, he talks about how, these rivers aren't for you. So go back to the previous river you used to be in or whatever kind of thing.
And
like
so
he's gone back to Lagos and he's picked up WizKid and he's like trying to go back to his river that works for him. But it's so tone deaf. Like, and I know in the first verse he's like, oh, we're struggling back at home kind of thing. Like things aren't good for us with cops and stuff like that or whatever. But like, it doesn't work even because the storyline works. Like we're not watching a movie where the scene's changing, you know, like this needs to flow and it doesn't flow.
Yeah. But
no, okay, you're making sense.
That being said, though, these two tracks, System and Lazarus, I like Lazarus a lot more than I like System. Yeah. But they're big songs. They're definitely they're location level big type songs. They're gonna play everywhere.
Let's talk about Lazarus.
Lazarus is the one. Lazarus is the one.
Oh,
because I could do without
lyrics,
System. I could do without System just in general, if I'm honest, like individually. Law of Attraction's nice, but Lazarus is the one.
Lazarus is hard.
And J5 is, I would say,
he's top tier producer. Yeah.
Yeah, he's our equivalent to
he's
whatever
been that for
top
a while,
brand.
though.
Exactly. And his beats are definitive. Remember we were saying the other day about how certain producers don't have a signature sound and whatever. J5 does. It's like
I would be honest, like he's the first English producer that like in the scene that we're in as well that I took really seriously. Like, okay, like he could be a super producer in the world because of what he was doing with J Hus and Common Sense. It was like
it's undefeated.
I've just not seen before.
You can't copy what he does either. You could try, but it doesn't sound authentic. They
all tried imitating him, and it sounded crap.
Real instruments and this kind of like jazzy Afrobeaty type thing. It's flawless, man. It's always flawless.
Yeah, it's great instrumentation. He's brilliant.
Nah,
brilliant producer.
He needs to not do more work like as in with other people. He needs to make an album of like keep songs like this to the side and put them all together on his own projects.
Make like a producer album. Yeah. I feel like that would be sick for him. You'd have NSG on it, I think, as well. He collabs with them a lot.
Oh yeah,
but I feel like
go on.
Sorry, I was going to say I feel like he might be doing that because didn't he release that single earlier in the year with Skepta and
well, there you go then.
A couple other people.
So he needs to do more of that because that will be a great moment for everybody.
Yeah, 100%. And what about the what about that sort of transition into the final act then, starting with the Both Sides of a Smile? What do we think of that?
What happened to Law of Attraction?
Yeah, why did we skip Law of Attraction?
Shit, yeah, shit. Yeah.
About to say I like that song. Man said fuck that song, it's gone.
Yeah, I like that.
Whoops. I'll let you talk about it. I like that one, but it wasn't clearly as memorable for me. But go ahead.
I just like Snow Allegra. That's it, to be honest. Like I just like Snow Allegra. I like.
It's got a nice chorus.
Yeah, it's a good. Because originally I thought it was Georgia Smith, but then I realized it was Snow Allegra, so I was like, oh.
It's not
I thought it was done well, and the message in there was was all right.
It's the smart move to make it transition into more personal stuff again.
Yes,
because like definitely. he started becoming a bit too like broad with everything. Like I feel like the album kind of started personal, but then went broad. He's bringing it back now with like all the Afrobeat sound, so it's kind of like blending nicely. Now this is the bit that flows well, sequencing wise, I think.
Yeah, this part of the album definitely has a mood to it now, and it's the first time since the beginning where we've been implied into a mood. In the start, it was definitely an upbeat energy vibe. Got a bit lost in the middle, but now it's like a bring you into my realities and
starts talking about like relationships and like how they're going sour and how that's affecting his mental health, and like it starts getting deeper and deeper as each song progresses, and like
Yeah.
No,
most
it makes you think back to the early songs, like are these moments what caused how he's feeling later on?
No, definitely.
Yeah.
But then the James Blake track, flawless.
I love that song. That's actually my most listened to song. Like James Blake kills that track.
Yeah, he does. He really does. Yeah.
It's the best I've heard of in so long, like since his album Assume Form, actually.
The second part of that song is wild. That's all I'm saying.
When the woman comes in.
Yeah, and that where all the humming starts and all that. I was like, what?
James Blake just went off.
Well, listen, these people, like, however you pronounce his name, I say Bon Iver.
Yeah, that's right.
Whatever. James Blake, they're very influential on sound in the last 10 years, I think.
100%.
And a bit of a side note, have you heard James Blake's recent single where he's kind of addressing that?
You sent it to one of us.
I didn't know that.
I think Kieran might have sent it, yeah.
Okay.
He's kind of directly addressing the fact that he gets called upon to write and to sing and to produce and all these things, but then doesn't really get the acclaim like other artists do, which is a bit different for him. I wouldn't have taken him as that sort of person to really do that, but at the same time, I get where he's coming from. Because, like I say, very influential. A lot of artists have gone to James Blake, and you get songs like this, which is one of the sort of highlights of this album. I think this song, very creative.
It brought something different out of Dave, that's for sure. Like he definitely.
I like that woman as well. She got credited, didn't she?
Shashit Simone something.
Do we know who she is?
Yeah, it's here on Genius. No. Shaz Simone something.
Yeah, but goosebumps thinking about that verse. It's such a good verse.
I just like the way she just jumps in and starts talking her stuff.
Oh no, it's a moment. It's a moment, Dave, though. Isn't it? Yeah, it's just brilliant, man. I was just like, wow.
And this is an example
Dave brings it back
of the transition stuff that he wants to be doing, done well. But
yes,
he can't bring James Blake in every time. I guess he can't afford him. But this is a good example of that. A little bit of the spoken word.
We need more
stuff.
ideas like this, though. I think throughout the album. It's like James Blake comes in, takes us on this journey of vocals. Like the melodies he hits are crazy. Then Dave comes in, and then like the woman interrupts him, and then she takes over. Back to James Blake, and then the song switches, and like Dave's coming on a different thing on this one as well. I just like the whole progression is incredible.
It's also a voice and a perspective we don't hear enough. You know what I mean? You get these sort of emotional songs about relationships in rap, but you don't often get the other side of it.
No, it's mature, isn't it? It's very, very mature.
Yeah. 20-1.
Unlike this song.
Oh no, I'm not feeling this song.
Hang on. But did you not kind of like the fact that he was saying some really greasy stuff, but in this really...
kind of. The second verse is quite good as well.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of laughed a few times. I'm not sure if I was meant to laugh, but I actually laughed out loud. I was like,
it felt a bit weird.
I'm not a fan of his singing.
How about
I don't know why you slapped this.
Allow it. Guy? Well, I mean, cut this song off the album. I don't know who told him it was okay.
Are you hearing this guy? Man said, how about 20 to none? Oh my God. Someone cancel this guy.
Oh my God.
Nah, someone cancel this guy.
Look, we've been positive for a long time. I'm just bringing it back, the truth, you know.
Someone cancel this guy.
From the moment when Dave started making
hold on, wait, Kieran, Dave's on the phone. He said, oh no, why's the board be? Oh, I'm not sharing audio.
What's going on?
We lot. Yeah, Dave called and he said this.
Dosser.
Anyway, you
need to none, you know.
Who likes Dave singing though? Let's be real. It's not.
I'm not a fan.
No, I didn't like it. I didn't like 20-1. I didn't care. I didn't even care for the whole thing that it released at midnight. And whoop-de-doo, when that song came on, it was 20-1.
I didn't actually clock.
Wow,
I weren't looking.
I didn't care.
People were getting so gassed about that. I was like, what? Why do you even care? Like,
listen, mate, think about it. If you're a Dave fan, and that happens, think about it if it was J. Cole when we're like 17 years old. You get hyped up. Come on,
not
J. Cole.
Not by the time.
Like listen, if you're a kid, this is your favorite rapper. If you're a kid and this is your favorite rapper, you're gonna get hyped. So
no, I got more excited when fucking Vince Staples was saying, "I hate July." sun is out, the creme is up. I was like, yes, it is July. You know what I mean? Yes, I feel this, but I'm not excited for fucking Dave to tell me the time. That's not what I'm here for.
Moment in history. It's not even that great. Like,
I just don't know why that song is even in there, man. Like,
it's so stupid. It's immature.
It's so frustrating because you feel like you were on such a high from like both sides of the smile, and then you come to 20-1. Oh my god, it's 20-1. I'm like, shut the hell up, man. Just can't.
Oh shit! I didn't even notice man's trying to actively tell us to look at the time. That's a bit sus. It's a bit Blues Cluesy, isn't it? It's a bit buried in Big Blue House-ish. It's a bit mad. Like, what? Look at the time. It's 20-1. Relax. I forgot about
exactly. It's almost like he's begging for it, man. That's what I mean. It was just
look. I'll be honest. It's a track that I don't go back to, but I did have a couple of listens that I enjoyed. I'm not gonna lie. Some of the stuff he was saying in that voice, I was. Oh, Dave gave me joy. He gave me joy with that one. But anyway,
it's an alright song. Tracks. One thing though with that song, the fucking police sirens. I hate police sirens in tracks. They always make me mad paranoid.
Wait, hold on. 20-1 is not playing in Nando's.
No. No one said that.
No, Kieran did.
I said it. Nando's.
20-1
is not playing in Nando's.
There's going to be a group of cheeky Nando's crew type people that will listen to this song and get a bit wavy and listen to it and get hype. But
jeez.
But hey, listen, let's get on to the real meaty part of this album. Yeah, Heart Attack.
Man, this song
stand up.
It's a moment. It's a moment. I can't believe Kieran is looking like this, man. Because I don't know. I don't know what your ears are doing.
Let me speak my piece and then I'll stay quiet.
No. You have to let him get the bad energy out first. Let him do it.
Let me get this clear.
Hold on.
You might change my mind. I'm doing my monologue.
Listen to this demon.
It's not even that long.
Let me get my popcorn.
No, I don't have much to say. I don't have much to say. What can you say about a track that has such uninteresting instrumentation throughout it to the point where it dwindles down to being an a cappella? Like, I didn't sign up for that. And the voice note at the end is unlistenable. Who's telling me they're sitting through that voice note just to feel awful about themselves? You know what I mean? There is some woman crying at the end. No, thank you. That's just as bad as some woman.
That's his mum, man.
That's his mum, man.
I don't care.
That's his mum. You can't just say some woman.
Nah,
not after what Dave put me through. I don't care who's speaking right now. If they're crying like that, let me next.
Let me get in now. Because you said enough crap now. Yeah, the whole sequence of this track is actually kind of mad, yeah? It's almost like you're watching a documentary to a degree, right? Hear me out on this. It comes in with the news report bit. Dave comes in and sets the scene, blah, blah, blah. He's setting the scene. It's a very, very long verse that he's doing.
It's hook. Vivid.
Huh?
It's vivid, right?
Right. But he's setting the scene for a long, long time. Then the mum bit comes in, right? And that, for me, the emotions are lifted to a mad, mad place for me. And I feel like this is one of the few times, yeah, where Dave has done all that bullshit he likes to do. And it kind of was all right by me. But there was one bit where he cut the whole beat out, was talking for time. And I was like, relax.
No, he blacked out.
Yeah, but maybe sometimes take an aspirin and come back to reality, because my man, I hate
Why
that.
can't we acknowledge, though, the instrumentation? You find that interesting, going on for like 7-10 minutes? Like, just
I was so into the bars. I didn't need an amazing beat.
I didn't need the beat, because I tell you what he gave me rather than Leslie. Leslie was just this monotone, just no energy. In here, you felt it.
There's energy.
He was but the way he was rapping with passion, I was like, this is what I want to hear. And that's
why is it not on a beat?
That's what I gravitated. I didn't care for the beat.
No,
I didn't care for the beat.
I need the
I don't want to listen to this song.
I don't want to listen to a Dave podcast. Like, I didn't sign up for this.
I understand the acapella. I do understand the acapella.
I didn't sign up for this shit.
No, the instrumentation. The instrumentation at the beginning, I didn't really care for, because he was speaking with passion. But I understand the acapella, because my man was speaking for time. I was like, right, we need to wrap this thing up, man.
No, I was aware for it. He was having a moment. He was having a moment.
Not on an album.
He was having a moment, but he was going on a bit too long.
Go on the radio, then do that. Don't do that on an album. No one's
I'm
no
all
one's
here for
listening
it.
through that.
That's true though.
I did.
You can't like. I was driving and listening to this song, and I was like, "Oh yeah, he's going in." And Bear is talking stuff, and then that's why I had to pull over. I was driving, I had to stop
awkward.
driving, pull over, and write down my notes for this episode. I'll read it for you word to word. Too much of this piano breakdown, spoken word shit. If I want to listen to you talk, Dave, I will phone you.
No, you're all alone on your ones with that one, mate.
No, man.
It's really not though.
There's people out there that feel the same. One time it's a gas. Second time,
Well,
third
you're
time
all
round,
alone
it's
in this together
boring.
then, because I was loving it.
Sean, when you listen to this track in its entirety every time and still be feeling the same way each time, no way.
No, but not much.
Speak your piece.
Something has to be like impeccable to do that. That's like Runaway. You don't get Runaway every album. Like Runaway is like a once in a
Lifetime
10-year thing.
Nah.
Do you know what I mean?
The
So you
voice
can't
note
expect
is
that
hard
from
though. The voice note is giving me mad energy, but then I'm also thinking, who is recording that and why?
No, that's disrespectful.
But who recorded that and why? I'm baffed why that recording exists.
That's what I mean, man. It's too real. I
I'll
could
give
go
it
on
a
the
rest.
news.
Too real.
It was real.
I could go on
YouTube.
No, I could go on YouTube to hear someone crying if I wanted to, but I don't do that.
Yeah, see, you're going too far now.
No, you're just being weird now. That's just a strange thing to say.
There was the line, and you just flew over that, man. That was just a bit.
He's all right. He's all right. He's all right.
way too
He's
much.
in the grey area. He's where the
way-
I'm
podcast
in the
exists.
grey area, you know.
No,
Don't make it black and white.
I
Don't
mean,
make it black and white.
No, listen,
Like,
Dave, you
but the
made
thing
an
is,
incredible
shit,
song.
the mic is
No,
dropping.
it was-
Everything's fucked.
With the mic and shit.
The song was incredible. But when Dave's mum comes on and when she's crying at the end, that was a bit distressing for me. And
100%.
hear that. I'm not. I didn't really want to hear that. I'm
Yeah,
not
but
gonna
great
lie.
art
It was
isn't
powerful.
always there to
No.
make you feel good, is it? It's like it's meant to make you
I
feel.
understand that. I
Yeah,
understand
yeah,
that, Sean.
No, I know. I'm
understand.
just
No,
saying
no, no.
generally. Like,
Yeah.
But
Great
if something
art
makes you
doesn't-
feel awful,
No, the first
you're not going to
no,
feel
the first
positive
time.
about it.
But you're not supposed to feel positive about everything. Sometimes you need to know these things. You need to feel these things.
Because I feel that as well. Because the first two times when I listened to it, it was powerful and it hit me hard. I'm just saying, like going back to it, I necessarily
bit
don't want to
weighty.
hear that. I don't want to hear that crime bit at the end. I don't mind the beginning bit, but that
Yeah,
crime bit
look,
at the
I
end
feel
was
you.
just
Look, I
hyperventilating.
understand the
I was a bit
criticism.
like, nah.
It's too much. It's
I
trauma-inducing,
under-
bro. Like legit, it's trauma-inducing for me. I'm like,
Yeah. I
Oh,
understand
no.
the criticism of like the track being too long or like the production not being of a high enough value. But to say like to criticize something for not being positive or being distressing to me is just it's silly, man. Some of the greatest art ever made is distressing. Simple. That's not a criticism to me.
I tried to give you bombs,
So-
but the board didn't want to do it.
It's all good, man. We just get that awkward silence.
The board
Silence
wanted.
speaks louder than words.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
Sean's on his Dave thing.
Survivor's Guilt. Great outro.
Wow. Yeah, Sam, you were right
yeah.
when you said wait for that song. I had to sit through Heart Attack to get to this, but
Nah,
it
it's
was
a
worth it.
serious tune, man. Serious. And
it's a
some of the
great
things
song.
he says, there's this one little middle section where he talks about his girlfriend being Albanian and rum and Red Bull. I didn't want that culture clash.
Culture clash.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was fire.
I was
But
like,
did you like the line as well where it was like I know a killer well-known orca? That was fire for me. That was fire
didn't even clock that
because a killer whale is an orca. I know a killer well-known orca. It's wordplay. Wordplay.
I don't even
See,
get
it's
it
still
now.
still gone over your head. So a killer whale
I
is
like
an
it.
orca.
Yeah.
A killer whale is an orca. I know a killer whale known orca. He's playing on the words.
I don't know.
How are you man not getting that?
Well, I don't
No,
understand.
I
the
understand,
no-
I understand.
I don't understand. Nah, don't lie, Sean. You don't understand because I don't understand.
No, I'm looking for another one, but I think it's the wrong song.
What line is this? Where is this?
Oh man, let me find this up.
Let me type it because Theo's explained it, but it's like the pronunciation's hard.
Where's the fucking killer whale line there?
The wrong
know what?
tune.
It might be the wrong track. You know?
Man's not even admitting it's the wrong
I
track. Might be the wrong. Fam, it's definitely
You're
the
just sitting
wrong
there
track.
quiet, like what's that about?
Nah, I'm sure it was this track, man.
We
Yeah,
just
I
listened
almost
to
did
it.
it myself. I almost did it
Nah,
myself. I had a line and I
sure it
thought,
was.
hang on, no, it's not that one. It's not that one.
Either way,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
get.
I want to
don't
know
get
what
the
track.
part.
I want to know what. No, I want to know what
Read
track
the
it is,
chat,
man.
Sam.
Bloody hell.
Doesn't that make sense to you?
I know a killer, well-known orca. But what's the orca part though?
Because an
is the
orca
name
is
of
a killer
the
whale.
animal.
It's a killer
Killer
whale.
whales are
They're the
orcas.
same
Yeah,
name.
but that's
They're
not
orcas.
really wordplay.
It's not that deep.
But
It's
that's
not
what I'm
that
saying. I'm trying to understand. I know a killer.
I know a killer
well
whale,
known
that's known
orca,
orca.
but that's just like, you know what I mean? It's just
come on,
it's just
man.
finishing up
Yeah,
a bar.
Okay,
It's
nah,
true.
let's
No,
move
it's
on.
true because
Let's move on.
That's like when
Yeah.
rappers
Like
say.
what Big Sean used to
That's
do.
like when rappers say, "Oh, they should call me Bernie the way I made off." Like it's just a bar. Do you know what I mean?
It's not the same.
It is. They're just saying shit, and it sounds
It's slick. It's slick, but it's not like.
Yeah, my mind
it's
ain't blown
because
by
it's
that.
not a double entendre. That's the problem.
Hey, though,
Like, it
that
doesn't
bar
actually
was
make
sick. You
sense.
man need to give me credit for that.
What makes a great rapper?
Oh, yeah, I got more of those still.
Oh man, that's funny.
The other little thing I liked about this album, and I thought something like this may happen, is what's his name? Daniel Kaluuya's on here, isn't he? Doing some of
Yeah.
the
I
skits
like
and that.
that.
Yeah, I like
And
that.
I saw that they one of the things about the rollout was when he won the Oscar, Dave was there. There was a video of loads of people. I think Daniel Sturridge was in there or something like that. There were
Basically,
random
every black
people
person
from different places.
that's
Oh,
famous and
yeah.
whatever. Him, some other guy, some other skinny actor done that I really can't for the life of me remember. Damson Idris, that's his name. Giggs was there. A whole bunch of UK people were out there
Yeah.
at that time.
That was a
So-
weird video.
It was a weird
So I
time.
had
going
They have no business being
a
together.
I had a feeling that there would be some involvement of people of that caliber in here. I wasn't surprised when I heard his voice. I was like, "Oh, that makes sense."
But I
makes
like
sense.
that. I want more of this type of stuff where you have some kind of person from outside the music industry just saying some shit that's relevant to the track. Because he does it in is it Law of Attraction or whatever track it is? Maybe Three Rivers? I don't remember. One of the earlier tracks, he says some stuff about you need to go away and free your mind. And
Three Rivers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 3 Rivers.
I like that.
Yeah,
It's
Very
nice.
It felt
poetic,
genuine,
yeah.
didn't it?
It's a candid
Yeah.
conversation where you go, listen, I'm recording this type thing, but I'm only going to use like a little bit if we get anything out of it type thing. It's nice. I definitely I want
Sure.
more of that.
And yet again, another rapper has their mum on an album. Do you know what's mad is we've had like,
It's a trend now.
I know I said this
Yeah,
before,
no, it's mad.
but
Kanye's
it's all
album's
leading
gonna
up,
be, like,
and it's
a
all
big
leading
one.
up to Donda.
Come on.
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah, what I'm
You
saying.
think Kanye's been orchestrating this?
No,
He's
but the
definitely done
universe works
something.
in mysterious ways.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Kanye's
very
one's gonna
mysterious
be, like,
ways.
The pinnacle of that.
And like I said before, it's not like mums haven't been a topic. We've had plenty of tributes. There's obviously people mention their mums and that. And I'm sure, I mean, didn't Jay-Z have his mum on the Black Album? Do you know what I mean? It's not like it's never been done before.
She's
But
on 444 as
there's just
well.
something that-
Yeah, I was about to say she's on full.
Oh yeah, of
isn't it?
course.
Yeah,
of course,
yeah. Yeah.
But it's just there seems to be, and it's like it's not even like it happened in January and then it happened in April. It's like the
happening
last
in
sort
every
of 4 or
album.
5 albums we've listened to have all included a mum in.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it is.
Tyler's,
I think I need
Vince's,
to
this.
double check. I need to double check Unknown T's album again. I feel like there's something in there as well.
There
but-
might be. I think there is. No,
I
his
think there
grandma's
is.
in
I
that.
think there is. No,
His
I think there is
grandma's in
because
it.
when I was listening to it, I was like, "No, we're really doing this again." I definitely feel like I had that
But
moment.
I'm saying this now, yeah. It doesn't feel disingenuous. Dave's is the most shocking, but in the rest of them, it feels quite nice. Tyler's one's the funniest.
Yeah, Tyler's
Yeah.
one. Go get him, mum.
Yeah. He'd be crying on the side and said, "Don't hit him,
yeah.
mom."
No.
Yeah, that's funny that one. And back to just briefly back to what we were saying. Like, I know I was obviously defending it, but at the same time, yes, it is. This one is by far the most sort of difficult to listen to, but that was the intention.
Yeah, no.
So where do we hold Dave when it comes to the best?
He's on his way.
Where is he in that conversation?
He's
Let's
not
talk,
there
let's
yet.
talk UK first, and then
he's-
generally.
Yeah.
No,
I
I'm
think
talking
I think
generally.
he's up
I'm
there.
talking about everybody.
We'll go generally, yeah.
there's-
He's on
Yeah.
his way,
Yeah.
but he's not there yet. He's young.
Yeah. He's still
He's very
two
young.
albums. But
he's 2 for 2.
But he's
though.
doing, yeah,
think he's 2 for
he's
2.
doing well. Yeah.
But I mean, I guess if we break it down into like, certain rappers have, they have their attributes. So someone like Giggs has their voice, or someone like Busta Rhymes is the voice as well. Do you know what I mean? Like they have their distinguishing things, and we've spoken about Dave's clarity and just his pen, his writing. I would say he's right up there. All
Yeah.
rappers when it comes to
He's like a UK
delivery in
version
that
of J.
sense.
Cole in my eyes. His production is not the best. He's not outstanding world-class producer, but he's an all right producer. He can make his own beats, but his pen is damn good. Damn good.
This pen is ridiculous.
Do you know who I see the comparison more with it's a very specific sense is Nas. And why I say that is because the criticism that Nas
I
has
don't even
always
have
had.
enough buttons on the board for what I want to say.
No. No, but you got to let me finish. The reason why we're Nas is throughout his whole career, people have said his production's lacking, and I feel like one of the criticisms with Dave as well is they never question the pen, but the beat selection is. And I know with Dave, he is, like I'm saying, it's very specific because Dave produces too, but there are incidences throughout Dave's career where I'm like, you're saying so much. Your writing's impeccable, but what you're rapping over is not for me.
He doesn't have great beat choice, and like that's Nas's like worst attribute, but also one of his most well known.
Yeah, so that's where I see that comparison. But I guess for me, like with Dave, but we're going to get to scores in that. I've scored this pretty high because I think it's a very good album. But the reason why for instance, like I prefer Getz's is because I just find Getz a more entertaining rapper. I find Getz to be, I mean, don't get me wrong, on a lyrical level, he's just in another world. But and maybe it's his journey too, when you think about where Getz started and where he is now. But it's also just, I feel like his technical range is greater. He's doing more, he does different things, whereas Dave is quite like, as much as we praise the clarity and whatnot, sometimes it can be a bit,
I feel like he's moving. He's a bit too safe.
Bit one-dimensional, yeah. Whereas Getz is coming at you with different flows, and there's just the way he says things, the inflections in his voice. And
this is the part that I'm trying to stress.
I know, that's the great thing.
That's the part I'm trying to stress. He's young, and I feel like he's in a safe place where he's not on that gang stuff. He's not too deep in that, so he's safe. And we'll definitely get a chance to see him become more than this album. This won't be something that we'll have to compare.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's way more to come. And I think in terms of what's next, I'd love to hear him work with different producers out in the States as well.
I'd 100% want to hear him do an album where he doesn't produce anything. That sounds rude, but you see what I'm trying to say. Where he's just focusing on
people said the same about J. Cole. People said the same about J. Cole as well.
They did.
Jordan 4s or Jordan 1s. EP's got more than one.
Right. Favorite tracks. Who wants to go first?
I think his biggest fan should go first, which is Kieran.
Yeah.
It's ironic though, because like I love Dave. I've loved him since Black Box. I think that's why I feel more personally affected. But favorite tracks are Verdansk, In the Fire, and Both Sides of a Smile.
Really? That's all love, basically. All that disrespect. It comes from a positive place.
It's all love. Like I can't wait to follow Dave's career further.
This is true.
Me too. Who wants to go next?
Edit the fuck out of that.
Thank you. I was waiting for that.
No, I guess I'll go next. Mine's In the Fire, Lazarus, and Survivor's Guilt, mainly because of that Albanian bar, because I feel like that bar is just sick.
Okay. Yeah, so mine's In the Fire, Both Sides of a Smile, and probably Survivor's Guilt.
Survivor's Guilt hit different when we were listening to it just now, you know.
Yeah. I'm actually thinking of putting it in my three.
I considered it.
In the Fire, hands down. Verdansk, and No, I'll stick with what I've got here. Lazarus. I like Lazarus a lot.
So we're all in agreement that In the Fire is probably the best song on the whole
It's
album.
the one, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's classic.
But it's not because of Dave, to be fair. Let's be honest.
But he doesn't not turn up. You know what I mean? He doesn't do a J Electronica.
He was in the middle.
He's there.
He was in the middle. He said it a lot, but he just didn't say it as well as the two in front for me. But
Car Moon, there's money in skeletons.
Jeez,
Big
bars. Yeah, big bars. But yeah, I had Both Sides of a Smile close, honourable mention, and personally, I like Heart Attack was a moment for me as well. But yeah, scores,
We'll go
please.
there again.
Okay. Now, I feel like my score is fair considering what I want to say after my score, but a 7.8 because I don't think this is the best thing he's ever going to do, but it's all right. It's good. I enjoyed it, and considering what I first felt about it, if you asked me after my first listen, I would have given this a 4 or a 5. So it's gone up a lot, but I doubt it's going up any more than that. So yeah, 7.8.
7.8. Who wants to go next?
Yeah, I'll go next.
Oh,
go on, Kieran. Yeah, no, Kieran, you go. Because then I would
just,
just
like,
yeah.
Sam, I could echo like what
sorted.
Sam was saying, basically. I also feel like differing opinion is like I feel like Psychodrama was really good the whole way through and sequenced so nicely as well. This one's not. That's why I was comparing it to like It Was Written compared to Illmatic, because like they did so well on Psychodrama, and I feel like this one there's a lot of flaws throughout. So I gave it 7.4. To be honest, I prefer Slow Tie's album. I'm gonna be real. I gave that 7.9 this year.
Oh wow. Okay. Theo?
Yeah, so I thought it was a solid project. It was really, really good. Enjoyed it. Sequencing was off though, and I feel that's an element that he needs to fit like that. If that was fixed in this album could have a really, really high rating 100%. For me. But because it wasn't, I had to rate it fairly in that regard. So mine's just that it's a solid album and there's really high moments. So it's an 8.2 for me, but it could have been a lot higher than that if the sequencing was better. So.
There's 10 out of 10 songs on this album.
Yes,
exactly. Yeah, and whilst I'm glad you said that, because whilst after listening to you lot speak, I get what you're saying more about the sequencing and whatnot, but there are some real high quality tracks in here, and I've got it high, man. I've got an 8.6. I thought this was a really good album. I really did.
That is a serious score.
Hey, this is Sean, and thanks for listening. We have a bit of an announcement to make. We are now on Discord. Join us to get in on the discussion after each episode. You'll also be able to suggest new content and talk all things rap and hip-hop with myself, Sam, Kieran and Theo. The link is in the show notes. And shout out to all our listeners in India. Our prayers go out to you during these difficult times. Take care.